When we are back with that guy. We haven't dove in, I don't even know how long. I had to refresh my fishing license because I haven't dove and I haven't checked. But we're on the way to the spot. We're going for pretty much anything, trying out some new gear, trying out the new Oceanammo Hybris. Might grab some uni. But yeah, just excited to be out in the water today. It's a beautiful day, conditions 1 to 2, surf, and looks promising. Probably not aquarium-like, but looks pretty good. Let's go. Testing out the new Gull Super Bullet. Has a double perch system on the bottom. We're both gonna try them out today. Super Bullet. Here's mine. This is the Rife stable, as many of you probably know. And then this is also a stable, but not from Rife. And we'll find out more about that in a later video. But this is it. The Super Bullet by Gull. Double perch system. Let you know how it is. Definitely heavier. We'll see how it is. So I'll be trying this Oceanammo Hybris 90 SR. First time taking it out. The Hermes reel. It's a roller, single roller. Let's see how it is. First wood gun experience. Shore diving. As you saw, I'm rocking a bunch of new gear on this dive, or I think it is. I got a Oceanammo speargun. It is the Hybris roller. Really excited to try. It's my first wood gun. Secondly, I have the Gull Super Bullet, as I mentioned. This is a double perch snorkel, so in theory should be drier. It's a little heavier, but it should be drier to use. And as you can tell, I don't know if you noticed, but I got a new wetsuit and a new weight belt. The wetsuit is by Beuchat. It has a little secret to it, which I'll explain in another video. And then the weight belt is the same style and brand as my previous one. And I just picked white because it's more visible to my dive buddies. Today the surf was about 1 to 2 feet, visibility around 8 to 10 depending on where you were, and the surge or the currents were about moderate, I would say. Certain areas closer to certain rock formations got a little choppy, but overall not bad. Not a bad day to be out in the water for sure. But let's dive in. Really quickly, wanted to share my first impressions right after loading the speargun, right when I hit the water. The ballasting is really nice. It's loaded here, and I just let it go just to see. The tip goes up slightly, and it stays very neutral. So I was very impressed with that, and it felt really great in the hand. I thought the weight of the wood would be a little bit more of an issue, but I feel like the ballasting is so good that I really don't need to manipulate or put a lot of power into manipulating the spear gun any which way. So I was pretty impressed considering how heavy it is outside of the water. As you can see, it's pretty murky out. Looking at my dive buddy K, it's about 8 to 10 feet, and you can make him out, but it's very murky. A lot of particulates in the water this day. And also what's interesting is that this spot usually yields a good amount of life. Just lots of things going on in terms of fish activity. But today, it was pretty barren, pretty non-existent, this dive. And what also was non-existent was my dives. What I mean by that is I had a very hard time equalizing. I think the deepest I went was 20 feet, and that was one time. And I just had a hard time getting past 10. What I mean by that, if you don't know, is that there's pressure buildup in your ears, and when you feel that and you can't clear it out or equalize, you don't keep pushing. You wait. You don't want to create more problems later. So I just couldn't get past that. I think it was my sinuses. Not sure, but I wasn't pushing it. I wasn't planning on pushing it. I kept it pretty easy. I tried a couple more times, but I just couldn't get past that 10-ish feet barrier. You can see here I dive, I'm trying to go down, and I feel the pressure. I can't equalize, and I just stop, and I kind of hover and then I go back up. I do this a couple times, and after that I just kind of gave up on the dive for that day and called it. And this particular day, there was a lot of boat traffic, and knowing this area, knowing this spot, I know there's a lot of boats that come through, but today there was more than usual, and this brings up a point of bringing a float and a dive flag. I know certain areas it's not advantageous to bring them, and maybe some areas there's no boats really traveling that area, but know your spots and also check your regulations. Some areas you are required to have a float and a dive flag, but know where you're going, even if they're not required. If you know that spot has a ton of boat traffic, make sure you bring a float and a dive flag. It's just not worth it, and especially when you're diving, it's pretty nerve-wracking, at least for me, to hear those motors in the water. So no fish harvested this dive, not much action going on, especially with me only making it down, or barely making it down 10 feet. But the Oceanammo spear gun was really nice to manipulate in the water. I wasn't able to shoot it, but despite its size, it was really, really nice. The one, I guess, inconvenience for me is that I think I like a thinner barrel just to handle in and out of the surf. So maybe their Oceanammo Reef would be better for me, or maybe I prefer that, but I'm going to test it out a couple more times. The Gull Super Bullet snorkel, I don't like it. It does not clear water very well, despite its double purge. It sounds weird, but I'll give you a better, more in-depth review on it later. And yeah, I hope, if anything, I reminded you of some best practices. And if you're new, I hope you learned something new about diving. Don't push it. It's not worth it. Trust me. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.